everybody. Thank you for inviting me to your program. My name is Vida and I will be facilitating the masterclass that I have titled Being Wealthy. In general, it is going to be a compilation of financial tools, financial principles, financial education, as well as financial vehicles. So I look forward to an engaging session with you. And I would ask you at this point to please bring out your writing materials. I was going to say your paper and your biro, but there are people who might be more tech savvy and prefer to communicate or store information in that manner. So to get this going, it would only be proper that I introduce myself properly to you. So I have my notes by the side. So periodically, if you see me look this way, know that I am looking at my notes. It's a topic that I can go on and on, so my notes will help reel me in and make sure that this is a compact, concise, and impactful session, which I believe that everybody who participates in this session will go away with value. So, to get things started, my name again is Vida. I am the Consultant General of 4th Avenue Limited. It is a firm that is focused on 3 primary pillars of advisory, brokerage, and communication. You'll get my contact details later, and then you can check me out a bit more. Meanwhile, I am also a certified wealth manager, and I am also certified by the International Finance Corporation as a trainer and facilitator. And I'm a human, I love God, and I do my best to make sure that when I do go to the second part of eternity, I'll be getting you good and faithful servant. So to get this going, I'm going to ring this bell. I'm going to ring a bell. Today I'm a teacher, so guys, get ready. I'm going to ring a bell and we're going to proceed. So here we go. This is your bell of blessing. I'm sure you thought I was kidding when I said I was going to ring a bell. Okay, so I have introduced myself, and now I think that I should progress to the next thing, which is the objectives of this session. The objective of this session is that everybody who attends, participates, and listens attentively to this session would go away being able to clearly identify and apply financial elements on their journey to being wealthy. Yes, being wealthy is the will of God, and we are going to be wealthy. Jesus said, "Occupy till I come," so we're not joking. All right, this is also an online session, clearly, and so we're going to be engaging and interacting principally by questions and answers, workshops, which I may give you assignments to take home to do, and then we're just going to create relevance by making sure that I introduce maybe example scenarios or stories, you know, to help drive home this point. So are we ready? I ring my bell again. Let's get going. The scope of this masterclass, the scope, so that we know, because you know, when it comes to financial matters, wealth matters, it is seemingly like a deep, big blue sea. We cannot finish everything today. Even if we had 3 days, there would always be layers and layers. So today's scope is focusing on 4 principal areas. And I will identify a few things that I believe would be relevant and instructive if we're able to take advantage and apply them to our lives. The first aspect I would be addressing would be financial principles. The second aspect would be financial tools. The third aspect would be financial education. And the last aspect would be financial vehicles. All right? So now, there are many financial principles, very, very many. I am almost certain that, in fact, not almost certain, I am certain that there are some financial principles that I have not yet uncovered, discovered, or even applied, or I may not be aware that I am applying them to my life. And so I'm going to talk on three basic key principles that we should No. They may not be what you're very familiar with, or maybe there are things you're familiar with and you need a refresher. So here we go. The first one is respect your finances. Now, let me tell you about a scenario, and I want you to work with me on this, okay? How many of us remember growing up? Maybe we lived in a home, or we went to visit an auntie and uncle that once you show up, they start sending you on errands left, right, and center. Fetch me that remote, go and get me a cup of water, bring that book, do this, do that. How many of us remember such situations? For some of us, it was our parents that they couldn't just see us sitting down somewhere and being at peace. They would send us everywhere. So for others, it was maybe a sibling, an auntie, an uncle. Did you like it? No, this is a practical session, so I expect that you are, being truthful. Or you look at your neighbor and answer truthfully. Did you like it? You just show up, get me water, fetch the broom, turn off the light, pass the remote, up and down the whole place. Honestly, when I ever experienced it, I know that I didn't like it. I wondered, but you were okay just before I showed up. Why all this? Now, this might be controversial to some people, but I believe that money, finances, they have feelings. As we say, money is a spirit. If not, why would somebody get money and all of a sudden become a Dracula? So for the sake of this conversation, let's say money is a spirit. And then let's assume money is your friend, came to visit you. It has not even landed in your account and you are spending it, sending it around, up and down the whole place. Would you, if it was you, would you like that? We already answered it before, no. So, principle number one, respect money. When you have worked hard, or money has come to you by grace, favor, dash money, as we would say, let it settle down in your account and breathe small. We always said, let the poor breathe. Please let your bank account and your money breathe there. Why? Because while it is sitting there, you want money to be comfortable being around you. How else do you build relationships? It's by being around those people. Then you begin to understand its nuances. You have to exercise self-control from wanting to just spend and send the money up and down the whole place. Because when you settle down and you have a good relationship, a quality, meaningful relationship with money, when you do send it, you will send it to somewhere qualitative, e.g., investments. You will send it to achieve important things, not something as technically ridiculous as pass me the remote that is within your reach. So I hope that analogy has helped you. The second principle is have savings. You must have savings. Because guess what? If you don't have savings, you have the higher propensity not to have investments. And if you don't have investments, guess what? How are you going to become wealthy? How? It is what it is. You must be able to take a first step, then a second step. In the course of my career, people have often asked me, Vida, which one is better, savings or investments? It's like asking which one is better, your right hand or your left hand. It's true most of us write with our right hand, but guess what? We also cannot fully or easily do a lot of things, driving, cooking and all that, without your left hand. With every due respect to people who may have had circumstances that have deprived them of having both. So it's not a case of is savings better than investment? No, it's a case of you have a savings, then you build up on it, and then when opportunities come, you have the seed with which to venture into investments. And then when you continue to the interplay between savings and investments, you will find out that gradually you start building wealth. There's a quote I put out, I believe it was yesterday, yes, that investment is the offspring of savings and wealth is their descendant. Investment is the offspring of savings and wealth is their descendant. Okay, so moving right along, the last principle I will discuss here is invest in what you know. You know, there is this thing that becomes a fad. You start hearing cryptocurrency, you start hearing, you know, all manners of investments that you have no idea what they are doing there. You don't know, but it just appears like everybody there sounds intelligent. They know what it is that they are doing. They are all sharp on their game. They are dropping the investment jargon, as we call it. And you don't want to look like you don't know. So you jump into stuff you don't know. Now, I'm going to ask you to please take a pause. Abort mission. Not because you shouldn't invest in new opportunities, no. What I said is, invest in what you know. Don't invest in what you don't know. That is a standalone statement. Now, the continuation to that is, if you want to invest in something that you do not know, then I recommend that you go and investigate and learn about it. If after you have learned about it, you now understand it and you have a decent grasp of it, then please by all means progress and invest with wisdom. If after all your investigation and training and learning, this investment opportunity or vehicle is still like Greek to you, then I would recommend that you stay and invest in vehicles and opportunities that you are able to interpret by yourself. Otherwise, you'll be permanently dependent on other people's opinions without being able to have a good grasp and ability to interpret whether you are making the right choices for yourself. Because you see, this thing called money and this financial journey and the wealth journey is very emotional. It is true that numbers and all those things don't lie, but we all know how we feel when we lose money. And lose money here is you buy something at 50K here, and then you just discover 2 days later that you could have gotten that thing at 35K. You feel the pain. It almost literally can set you in a bad mood for a while. It has happened to the best of us. So if such things are emotional, then you don't want to also invest in what you don't know and you end up frustrated, complaining, and angry, full of regret. The pain of discipline is better than the pain of regret. Somebody mentioned that around me this week, and I can't immediately recall who said it to me, but it's very poignant. So, as I bring this particular aspect to an end, we have discussed 3 principles that should guide you. The first principle was respect finances. If you work hard for it, then respect it. The next one is have savings. Without having savings, the likelihood is that you will be unable to actually make investment decisions. And the last one I discussed here is invest in what you are knowledgeable about. So as I wrap this part, as I bring it to an end, I would like for you to take a moment, write down the things that resonate with you on this conversation, this particular conversation, and I'll be right back. Okay? And I'm going to drink water, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 minutes. I'm going to look at my system and then we'll pick it up from here.